What's up, guys? Hope you all are having a great day today. As always, if you are watching this video, then Thunder has decided to put me up on the channel once again. And if that is the case, thank you so much, Thunder, seriously, for all the support that you're showing me and everybody else on this community. You really do help our channels grow, and you do help us see a difference in our progression. It's very nice to see, so thank you so much. If you guys haven't already, make sure you go over to his main channel, 402 Thunder 402. You can find all of the stuff over there. And also, if you did enjoy the commentary today, you can always check out my channel as well, J-Bone the Man. But before we hop into everything that we're talking about today, I know, we're playing some Battlefield 4 in today's gameplay. Now, as a lot of you guys already know, Xbox players and PC players didn't get the 2v2 alpha. So I didn't get to hop in that. I didn't get to get any clips. So the best thing that I could do to a modern day title was Battlefield 4. Call of Duty Modern Warfare Remastered is completely dead on PC. I mean, completely dead. There's 0 people playing it. Maybe you can get 1 or 2 people in the lobby. Maybe if you're lucky. But the game won't start. So it's just dead. You'll wait 3 hours before you find a lobby. So Battlefield 4 was the next best option. So I hope you guys enjoyed this gameplay. But Call of Duty Modern Warfare has come and gone. A lot of people enjoyed it. I heard some complaints. But I think overall, the community has accepted this title. I don't know if it's just because Black Ops 4 is that bad that people are just like absolutely in love with this game, or if this game is just that good. But from what I'm seeing from gameplay wise, I think it looks like a very solid game. So I don't think it's any issues with it. But one thing that people did come across while playing the Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2v2 alpha gameplay was that you could plug in a keyboard and mouse directly into your console, and you could literally sit there and play with other players. Now, this is a pretty big deal. You know, you don't want console players that are on a regular controller to go up against players who are rocking a mouse and keyboard. I mean, the two just don't mix very well. Let's be honest here. Mouse and keyboard is completely OP when it comes to versing a controller player. Well, I guess in games like Fortnite and other titles like that, where there is crossplay, I think actually professional Fortnite you do verse PC and console players. I'm pretty sure that is a fact, or maybe you just verse both controller and mouse and keyboard players. But in Fortnite, you will have the capability to build. You can build fortresses around you. You can build up into the sky. You have ways to defend yourself in a gunfight. But in a game like Battlefield or Call of Duty, that's not the case. It comes down to whoever has the snappiest reaction time. And 9 times out of 10, a good PC player will have a lot better of a snappier reaction time than a console player. Not because, you know, they're better at reacting. Of course not. It's because they are using a mouse. And once you get used to using a mouse and you understand how it works, it becomes extremely easy to aim. I mean, you could aim wherever you want to and just stick onto them. You just look at the person, just zap over to them with the mouse, and start shredding them down. It's very simple. So when you put a controller player up against a obviously mouse and keyboard player, is going to bring a lot of negative things into the game. And that was an issue with the 2v2 alpha. People were running into players who were using mouse and keyboard, and it wasn't like it was the Zim. It was actually players, you know, plugging in a mouse and keyboard into their console and playing with it. I actually watched a video by Jack Frags, and he was able to do it as well. If you guys don't know Jack Frags, he's a Battlefield YouTuber, and he's on PC as well. So he mains with a mouse and keyboard, and he was able to do that on console as well, and just completely shred the opponents. So it seems a little ridiculous, because they did state that crossplay wasn't going to be like this. Crossplay was just going to be mouse and keyboard versus mouse and keyboard. So if you did plug in a mouse and keyboard into your PlayStation 4, you're not going to get paired up with anybody else besides mouse and keyboard. And then controller players play with controller players. So PS4 versus Xbox, which is fair. And even though the PC community will probably continue to die and the crossplay won't help PC at all, it still allows us to play with our friends. We can still play and join up with them regardless. And it's just fair. Let's be honest. Let's not mix mouse and keyboard with controller. That's just completely absurd. But at the same time, it's a good thing that they allowed mouse and keyboard players to play with controller players when it comes to the 2v2 alpha. It's a very good thing, because if you think about it, it's not many mouse and keyboard players who play on console. So if they were to plug in their mouse and keyboard into the input section, they would find a match maybe once every 10 to 20 minutes. If they're looking for other mouse and keyboard players, it would take ages. It's not like the PC players could play in this 2v2 alpha, so it couldn't match them up with us. They were stuck just trying to find other mouse and keyboard players on console, which was not going to be very quick. So I think it was a fair thing that they did add in the, option to play with mouse and keyboard, but still verse controller players in 2v2. It was just the right thing to do for this, just for the alpha. Let's be honest, it's just an alpha. You guys are just testing out the game, so I think it's fair that everybody should have been able to test out the game like that. But my main concern about all of this is that this won't take down how mouse and keyboard is used on console. It's been a problem for ages that console is just having a problem with mouse and keyboard players coming over and dominating their lobbies because they're using devices like the Zim and stuff like that, and they just completely take over the game, which could be very obnoxious. And I don't think they're going to be able to resolve that. I mean, if they're allowing you to natively connect your mouse and keyboard into your PlayStation 4 or Xbox One, and you could play just like that, which is looking actually pretty good. It's not looking clunky or crappy like you would think. It's actually looking pretty decent. I'm not going to lie. So if they allow you to do that, and you can now, verse PC players or other mouse and keyboard players playing on a console, which is actually a genius idea because that would allow people to save tons of money if they don't want to play with a controller. A lot of people switch to PC because they like mouse and keyboard, but they only want to play Call of Duty. Now you have the option to stick with a cheaper alternative of a PC as a console, either PS4 or Xbox One, and you could still plug in your mouse and keyboard and still play it. So it's great money-wise if you're trying to save a buck, but overall this will not fix the problem because the Zim pretty much registers in your console as a controller. That's just what it does. So if you think that allowing, yourself to plug in a mouse and keyboard onto your console is going to fix anything, I'm sad and sorry to say, but it just won't. It's not going to change anything. As long as the Zim is still there and functioning, things won't change. That's what they need to focus on, though. That's 110% what they need to focus on. They need to find a way to force the Zim players and other players who are using these, these converters and force them over to the PC side. Make them versus PC players. It's only fair. That's the only way you would actually be able to resolve any of these issues. But so far, it's looking like the only possible way you'll be able to push mouse and keyboard players over to PC is if they actually plug in their stuff into the console, which nobody will do. Because if you think about it, when you are a mouse and keyboard player and you are playing on console, the only reason you want to do that is so you can dominate the lobbies. You have the advantage over all of them, so you just want to go in and just put your force into everything with the mouse and keyboard. So if they know that if you plug in your stuff, it's going to automatically transfer you over to PC lobbies, they're not going to do that. Just plain and simple, they're not going to do that, and the majority of them are going to cough up an easy 50 to 100 bucks and grab a freaking adapter that will allow you to verse console players while they're using their controllers with mouse and keyboard. So altogether, things are looking pretty bad. I think mouse and keyboard is here to pretty much stay with this game. So Activision, there's only one thing I really have to say. And both Treyarch and Infinity Ward. I should address the studios as well about this, because this is serious. This is pretty much destroying the console players' experience with Call of Duty, and it's also destroying the PC players as well. Console players are getting their lobbies swarmed with players with insane accuracy. I mean, using a mouse and keyboard. I've used a Zim before, trust me. And having a mouse and keyboard with aim assist is literally God mode. It's almost hacks. It's crazy how OP it actually is. And then other players don't have the ability of the mouse. It gets very bad very quick for a lot of console players. So having these things, these products like the Zim and everything, it ruins the experience for console players. But it also ruins the PC community. It's people like me. I love Call of Duty. Call of Duty is my favorite game, but I want to play on mouse and keyboard. So I opted out, and I got it on the PC now. So I play it on PC, but the problem is it's pretty much dead. It's very hard to find lobbies. Lobby times take forever. You can't even find a blackout match with 100 players in it. I mean, you'll get lucky if you even find like 40. They actually took out both game. I think they took out quads and they took out solos. There's only duos now for blackout. It's like it's dying on PC. And I'll tell you the main reason why it's dying. Because people are able to play with their mouse and keyboard over on console. That is the main exact reason. The majority of the PC players have moved over to console for specific reasons, I guess, to pub stomp. And it's just not fair on both ends. You're killing the PC side, and you're also ruining the console player's experience. It's just not fair. So if you really want to perfect your game, Activision, if you want Call of Duty to become an outstanding title, and you want PC to thrive, you want PC to grow, and you want console players to be happier, you need to balance this out. You know, adding in this mouse and keyboard function into the game is awesome. It's great. It allows players who can't afford a PC to just buy a mouse and keyboard and play on your console, but they'll still party you up with other PC players. That's a genius idea. It's seriously genius. So now players like me, I will have more populated lobbies if it's other players on console that want to use mouse and keyboard, as long as they plug in their stuff straight into the USBs for the PlayStation or Xbox. You have to plug in the mouse and the keyboard straight into the console. But if you use any adapter, like the Zim or anything like that, where it alters everything and it makes the game read it as if it's a controller, then they won't play with PC players. It doesn't benefit either team. It doesn't benefit console players, and it doesn't benefit the PC community. It's literally just allowing them to use a mouse and keyboard and pump stomp on other controller players. So you need to make your focus on these adapters. You need to find a way to take them out, completely destroy them, or just push them over to the PC side. It has to be something in the code. It has to be something with how these things are made that you can identify that they're using a Zim. It can't just be exactly like a controller, can it? I don't know the technology in this thing, but I find it very hard to believe that an adapter can completely show up like a controller, like you're literally using a controller when in reality you're sitting there with a mouse and keyboard. I don't see how that's right or how that works, but you need to find a way. If you really want to make the console players a lot happier, and if you want to save the PC side and don't let it die, you have to allow this to happen. You need to make this change. You're in the right direction, though. I'll tell you that. You're definitely in the right direction, allowing players to plug in their stuff straight into the console, and then let them play with the PC players. That's a great idea. Help save money. Help save the PC community. But the main issue is that the majority of the people who are playing on console aren't doing it for that reason. They play on console because they want to destroy players. They don't play on console because they want to save some money. You know, that's the whole horrible deal about it. So hopefully they make these changes. Hopefully Activision, Infinity Ward, and Treyarch, they can actually put their heads together and come up with a great idea on this one. But make sure you leave down in the comments on how you all feel about this. Are you a console player? And have you ever ran into a PC player on console? Have you ever dealt with any Zim users or anything like that? How have you felt with that? And if you're a PC player like me, how are you holding up? Seriously, how are you holding up with these dead servers? I mean, Black Ops 4 is completely toast. Battlefield 4 has more servers open than Black Ops 4, and this game is ancient. So it kind of says enough right there. But thank you all for checking out this video, and once again, thank you, Thunder, so much for hooking me up with another spot. I really do appreciate it. If you enjoyed it, make sure you leave a like for Thunder to help him a little bit. And also, you can check out his channel as well. Like I said in the beginning of the video, his channel is 402 Thunder 402. And also, if you just want to check me out, I'm over on my channel as well, at JBoneTheMan. Thank you guys for checking out this video, and hopefully I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out.